boys and girls. Today we're just going to focus on comparing and contrasting. So the first thing that we're going to do is look at our learning standards and objectives. Our first learning standard says that we are going to describe the overall structure of the events, ideas, or concepts in the text. In this case, we are going to be looking at comparison or compare and contrast. Our content objective is to compare and contrast two characters from the text using evidence. And for a language objective, you should be able to express your thinking by writing a response to reading. So, what does it mean to compare and contrast? Comparing and contrasting explains how two things are the same and how they are different. If we look at this anchor chart here, it says when you are comparing, you are looking for similarities between two things. And when you are contrasting, you're looking for differences between two things. So right here, you'll be able to see that same is another word for compare, and contrast, if I can do it in blue, contrasting is another word for different. So some comparing words that we can use are like, alike, the same, similarly, both, in common, and also. Some contrasting words that we can use are different, however, but, differences, whereas, and while. So let's look at these two pictures here. How are these two things the same? How are they different? You'll notice that both of these are fruits. Both are also round. They both have a stem and a leaf. That is how they are the same. They are different because one is red and the other is orange. They also might be different because of their texture or the outside skin of the apple and the orange. Now we're going to try with a text. Let's start by reading. Spot is a big dog. He has white fur with brown spots. Spot likes to run and play outside. He can run really fast. Sometimes Spot runs so fast he trips over his big feet and falls on his face. He is a silly dog. On sunny days, Spot likes to lay in the sun and take a nap. But soon he is back to running and playing. Spot's best friend is a cat named Mittens. Mittens is a little cat. She has white fur with brown spots. Mittens is very lazy. She only likes to lay in the sun and take a nap. She is a silly cat. When she is done napping, Mittens will munch and crunch on snacks. But soon she is back to sleeping the day away. So here we have some of the details within the text, and we are going to decide which ones might be for Spot, which ones might be for Mittens, and which ones apply to both Spot and Mittens. If it's just Spot or just Mittens, that shows how they are different. And if it's something that they have in common, that is how they are alike or the same. So let's start with the first one here. Is a little cat. So I found in the text, it says Mittens is a little cat. So that is something that just applies to Mittens. Now it says has white fur with brown spots. I see he has white fur with brown spots, and it's talking about Spot. And I also see that she has white fur with brown spots, and that's talking about Mittens. So that is how Spot and Mittens are the same. The next detail says is very lazy. If I look back in the text, it says Mittens is very lazy. So I know that's how Mittens must be different than Spot. Let's do one more. Can run really fast. Well, in the first paragraph, it says Spot likes to run really fast, and I know Mittens likes to nap. So this is how Spot is different than Mittens. Instead of doing the rest, I'm going to give you guys a chance to try all on your own. So, on the next slide, it's going to show another paragraph, and actually 2 paragraphs. And you're going to read about Calvin and Ruby. And then you're going to look at all of the details from the text and try to decide if they apply to Calvin, Ruby, or both Calvin and Ruby. This assignment will be available for you guys on ClassKick. So once you click the link for ClassKick, this is what it should look like. And once you're here, you'll be able to reread the story, and then you'll be taking the details and dragging and dropping them into the correct categories. If it's just for Calvin and Ruby, that shows that they are differences. But if it's something that they have in common, or it's something that applies to both Calvin and Ruby, that shows that they have similarities. So each one of you guys will be able to drag and drop each of these statements into the boxes. And then at the very end, you'll be able to explain how they are alike and how they are different. Good luck. You got it.